All right, good afternoon, and welcome to my daily trade recap video. This is David Whiteley with ULTradez. Appreciate you being with me this afternoon. If you're new to the channel, I am in the process of working towards getting 20 funded PA accounts through Apex Trader Funding. It's been a long journey thus far, but we're getting closer and closer every day. I can feel that it's going to happen. So every day I try and provide a recap of my trades for the day, just so I can be transparent with what I'm doing and the progress that I'm making, in hopes that, it maybe helps somebody out, but at the very least, it helps keep me accountable. And if I know that every day I have to come to you and tell you what I did and why I did it, it does help me to make better decisions. So thank you for keeping me accountable. In addition, I'd like to say thank you to all the new subscribers we got today. I don't know why, but one of my mindset videos seems to have gained some traction, and it looks like people are enjoying it. So I appreciate that. And of course, the best thing you can do to support the channel is to subscribe. And so if you have not done so yet, we'd appreciate if you'd hit that button, subscribe, and hit the bell notification as well, so you can get notified of upcoming videos. All right, so let's get into it. Today was a green day. I mean, if you're watching the markets today, everything pretty much tanked. I mean, there was market movement today. So if you did not make money in the market today, I'm sorry, but today was the day to do it. I was a little frustrated with myself because, as you may be aware or not, but I primarily trade oil, and I've had to be really patient with oil the last couple of days. It just hasn't done much. I've had little wins, little losses, mostly little losses, but they've been small losses. But you're waiting for these, good moves. Today, it gave me good moves, and I didn't take advantage of one of them. So I was very frustrated with myself in the way that I handled that. But I traded ES and got paid over there. So here's my P&L. I have. Basically what I did was I had one very small win in oil early. Okay. And that's what this 1604 is. That win was across all accounts. At that point, I was just, I don't know. Me and oil, I don't know. We're trying to work stuff out, I guess. I don't know. So I was looking at ES, and ES was making more sense to me. But I wasn't as confident in it, and so I disconnected these accounts because these guys are all super close to being like dead. I think I'm like $115 away from my trailing threshold on these. So the likelihood that these come through unscathed is the odds are slim. These other accounts are newer, and I have basically the full trailing stop. So I had some flexibility there. And so rather than kind of weigh myself down with the risk associated with trading these other guys in ES, which I normally don't trade ES, I went ahead and turned them off. And I think that helped free up my mind to not worry about that and say, hey, I can take a loss, and it's not going to, it's not going to be catastrophic. So that's it. $16 in these accounts, $337 net in these guys, in for the 50s and this one $25,000 account. Okay. So green day, one of my better green days so far. Here are the trades. We'll start with ES, and then we'll go to oil. Should have had these like kind of, there we go. All right. So here's what I was watching in ES. Get rid of this. Okay, here to clean it up a bit. Actually, you know what? I'm going to get rid of all these lines. All right. I do draw support and resistance lines. It just helps me orient myself to the market. But it's not critical to the strategy. It's just, that's just me. So we came into the market. We're trading below the moving averages. All right. Below both the 5-minute 21 SMA and the 5-minute 9 EMA. And that's what those two guys are. So we're trading below there. We come up, we have a test. It's in the this opening range, which I wasn't really watching it at this point. I was actually, I trade SPY as well, which is correlated. Yes, it's all S&P stuff. So they move the same way. And I'd got a nice trade on SPY. And I was watching this on SPY, actually. I kind of traded this, but I was watching the SPY chart just because that I'm more comfortable with that chart, even though it's, the same information really. And I was watching this, and the price action was telling me this was going to fail downwards, but I wasn't sure when. So, we had this test of the 9 EMA, comes down, it comes up, it kind of retests again. So I go ahead and I jump in here because it looks like we have a nice close below this midway point of the opening range. It pulls back. I sit through it. It pushes down. Once it gets down here, I'm in profit, 7 or 8 ticks, something like that. I move my stop loss back to break even, and it comes back and stops me out. So that was zeros on that trade. We're hanging in here. I mean, price just is not pushing higher. So we come up, we're just hanging on this line again. It pushes down. And this time I'm thinking, it's got to come down. So I'm more conservative here. I wait for a close. It doesn't actually close below these candles, but it closes kind of right at them, which, that maybe should have been my first clue that I should still wait. I don't know. And it comes down here, and basically I got in on the break of this candle here. There's a way to select a candle, but this candle here. Got in here, it came up, it stopped me out. Okay, so there's a loss. But I'm just watching this thing, and I know it's going to come down. I just don't know when. And finally, we get a doji candle, we get a nice push down, a little retest, and I'm like, okay, I'm in. So this doesn't follow my strategy, based on reversals of these, 9 EMAs and 21 SMAs. But that's what price action was saying was, we're not going higher. We are coming down, and I think it's going to break and we're going to fall. And fall it did. So I moved my profit target down because I wanted to ride this thing really as long as I could. Once it got down here, it seemed to be slowing. So I went ahead and sold it out here at, I think, 25 ticks. I actually just learned that there's this risk reward drawing tool, which is kind of cool. So experts at NinjaTrader are going to be rolling their eyes, but sorry, I'm going to use this. Boom. All right, so there's my entry and exit on this guy right here. All right, so I got in at, still can't read it. What is that? 45.62.50. Down to 45.56.25. I don't do the math on that one. I'm not sure what that is, but so that was a good win. But I'm looking at this, I'm saying, it might come down again. So here we have not quite a test of the 1 minute 9 EMA, but we have this hesitation, this push up, and it keeps getting pushed back down. So I go ahead and I buy using this 9 EMA as rationale. Get in right here. Let me use my cool little risk reward tool that I just learned about again. So I got in here. We pull down here. Hey, wait, it's putting a line up here. There's probably some setting in here that's so ignore that. Just doing it so I can see where I got in and where I got out. Once it comes down here, it breaks through the low of day. So I'm kind of, I don't know. I'm waiting to see if it's going to continue to fall. It doesn't, it pushes up, this candle forms, pulls down. I just set my stop loss at the low of day, and there we have it. So from what, 65.25 down to, this isn't helping, I can't even read the numbers, 52.25. So another 3 points. So I got 3 points there. I got what, 4, 5, 6 points here, not quite. So decent day. Then, I left for the day, basically. I think I wanted to take one more trade, but I didn't. So that was ES. Those were my trades in ES. This is oil. Let me show you what oil did. Man, oil was given gifts, and I just was not, didn't take them. What can I say? There's no excuse for this. Price pushes down, comes up into the 1 minute 9 EMA, I get in. So this is a perfect entry. Imperfect execution because I was just impatient, and basically I don't trust the 1 minute 9 EMA as much. And so when it started to go sideways here, this candle closes above, or opens and closes inside of the candle I got in on. I got nervous. This one was just beating around, and so I don't remember if I moved my stop up or target up, whatever it was, and I got like 2 ticks, 1 or 2 ticks out of this. Of course, my stop loss is like way up here somewhere, and it never even comes close to my stop loss. It does go sideways for several minutes before it drops down, comes back up. We have a test of, we have confluence 3 places really. This is the 1 minute 21 SMA, which I only have on the chart because I was trading off of the 9 EMA, and the rules say that you don't take the third trade. In other words, the third test of the EMA you do not take. A reset of the counter is a cross above the 21 SMA. So these little ones are based on the 1 minute chart. The thicker ones are based on the 5 minute chart, as we've said. So because it looked like the 1 minute 9 EMA was in play today, I went ahead and added the 21 SMA just for the purposes of resetting the counter. So here you can see price moves up. So price is now above the 1 minute 21 SMA, this 1 minute red line, which is a reset of the counter. So now next time it comes below and touches, this is touch number 1 again, and you can see it worked. So that's why this line is on my chart. It normally is not. So we have a couple of different things going on here. One, we have price came down a pivot low. This is the low of day, which is extra good. We have a smooth pullback to the 1 minute gold line. It also price stops at the opening range box. And then this candle comes up and touches the 21 SMA. So even though we don't use the 21 SMA to trade off of, it showed resistance there, which is an extra. So you've got 1, 2, 3 points of confluence, in addition to the fact that we created a lower, a current day low with a smooth pullback. I mean, this is like, this was the trade. I mean, it went for 30 ticks. That's what this went for. Okay. I have no excuse for not taking this trade. I hope that somebody out there took it. Bob Anderson, I 100% guarantee took that trade. In fact, I'm waiting for his video to come out to say, hey, I just, passed 35 accounts and made my money for the year because I took this one trade that went 30 ticks. Okay, sorry, that was... can you tell I'm salty? I'm salty. But it's my own fault. It is what it is. All right. Price comes back. We have a test of the 5 minute gold line here. This one is kind of questionable because you have this little zigzag up, this stair step up, which you don't normally like to see, but this is a super strong downtrend. And so this technically would not be a valid trade. What would have been, as you look at this and try and learn from it, you say, well, if I look at this and say, well, this isn't a valid trade because of this action here, when I see price come back down and then come up here and it doesn't push up to a new high, it doesn't even come close, and then it starts coming down. I mean, you could have got in at the same spot here, 1 tick below this green candle here, right, which would have been, I don't know, right here somewhere. Right? You could have let this guy close. Watch this. Once this started pulling out, you could have gotten in the exact same spot after you waited for some of this extra confirmation, and then price just drops. So I don't know where it dropped. It went at least 20 ticks. Okay. So as I'm going back through looking at trades, both trades that I took and trades that I should have taken, these are the types of things I'm looking at so that, when I'm in it next time, I understand what it is that, in this case, oil does, so that I can, it's like a relationship. You got to get to know your instrument. Right here, it is oil inventory day, so 9:30 is oil inventory, which causes the price to spike up, pull back. I was not watching it this time, so, you know, man, I wish I would have caught this guy, because he went for, I don't know how long, for a lot. Oh my gosh. 80, 85 would have been your entry, and if you took the whole thing, which, you know, you wouldn't have, but it went down to 79.61. Is that more than $1? No. 79.61. Yeah, it is. Look at that. 80.61 is right here. More than $1. Oh my. I mean, if you stayed in the whole thing, which, and actually, if you look at this is bizarre. Sorry, if you've watched it this long, thank you. You know, you can feel free and take off anytime, but I get kind of nerdy about this stuff, and nobody else in the house likes to listen to me jabber on, so I'm doing it for the benefit of anybody out there who might be as interested as I am. If you were in the game of just trailing your stop behind candles, I mean, look at this. You could have just moved your stop behind every candle all the way down to here. And then, I mean, this was a huge candle, so, you know, you would have lost it a little bit, but 79.60 up to 95. So this is a 35 tick candle right here. Oh my gosh. You know, so if you just did that, you would have been out at 96. So 96 up to 86. So 90 ticks. That would have been $900 on one contract. If you would have just been patient, trailed your stop behind candles. Unbelievable. And then what does it do? We have a strong push down. And so our continuation trade loves this 1 minute gold line. We got a smooth, well, it's not quite a smooth pullback because this candle does come down one tick below this candle here, but you know, it's pretty smooth. And then whoop, I mean, somebody made a lot of money today in oil. I'm telling you, somebody's going on a vacation to Barbados off of what they made today. I mean, this was insane. That was it. I mean, it just kind of teetered around for the rest of the time. Don't mind these orange lines. That's my support and resistance lines, which work. But that's it. All right. Well, that's all the whining and moaning and complaining that I have to do today. Hopefully, I don't know. Hopefully somebody found benefit. Thanks for sticking around. Remember, trade your plan, trade safe, and we'll see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.